Good evening, guys. This is our second video in our series on civil sections and civil house plans for grade 11. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, please do so. There's an introductory video that just goes before this one, specifically on page 51 in the Jpegd book, which I want you guys to listen to because I just run through the question quickly before we start with anything there. Guys, then the second thing that's really important is that you have a sound knowledge of what is going on in civil drawing. So if you haven't done so, please guys go back to the first set of drawings that we posted the previous week, and please go and have a look on all the detail with regards to the sections through a window and through a door, and that was on a much bigger scale, so you can see all of the detail. This of course is our first drawing where you can see the application of this. Now I have to mention Mr. Etienne Cronje in this video. He prepared this lovely drawing which I'm going to explain to you guys, just this memo with a very nice three-dimensional picture. So I just want to give him credit for that. It's really brilliant and a great piece of work. Guys, so I'm going to quickly explain to you what goes on here. Now this 3D picture is really important to me because you guys would see that there's a section line called section line AA in your drawing. Also, it's omitted here, but there should be a north place symbol on this drawing, like on the question, which would point out to us north, south, west and east. Now just a quick thing about north, south, west and east. Now all of these drawings are done in first angle orthographic. What that means is normally that if we draw something, we also have a set of drawings on that I'll send you guys a link to, but it simply means that if I take my hand and this is the view that you see over there, then it's simply going to shift like I turn it now in order to see the top view. So basically, if I'm looking from this side, whatever is here by my thumb is going to be in front of me in this drawing. Okay, but on this drawing we don't talk about a front view and a top view. Of course this would be a sectional front view and a top view, but we call it a floor plan of a vloerplan in Afrikaans, and a sectional view, like a sectional depending on which side we are looking from. In this case, this would be a southern sectional view. Now, the reason for that is very simple. Because this is my floor plan, I normally take this north place symbol and I place it right in the center of my floor plan. On the outsides, I'm going to write all the directions, north, south, west, and east, of course. Now this is always the way that I do it, because immediately I know now which side of the house is the northern, western, southern and eastern side. So if they, in any drawing, if they are referring in a civil drawing to the north elevation, the south, the east, the whichever elevation it might be, now you know which side of the building it is. And because we are working in first angle, it would mean that where my thumb is, which is this side, here at the bottom, this is the southern side of the drawing. Okay, so if I'm working in first angle like I am, and I'm looking from the southern side and I draw what I see over here, of course this part of the drawing is in front of me. So this would be a sectional southern elevation, or you can say a south sectional elevation. Met ander woorde in Afrikaans sou ons sê 'n deursnee suidaansig. Okay, en is baie eenvoudig. Voordat jy enige iets doen op jou tekening, gaan skryf dit vir jou in. Julle sal sien julle het 'n onvoltooide vloerplan gekry. Goed, dis die eerste ding wat vir my baie belangrik is, want as jy weet wat in die windrigtings aangaan, dan help dit jou verskriklik baie. Goed, natuurlik hierdie driedimensionele tekening is presies wat julle hier sien. Die noordelike kant is daar. Jy kan nou in die vraag noem hulle ook, jy hoef slegs die inligting in te teken vanaf die snylyn in 'n noordelike rigting. Nou daar weet ons dis die noordelike rigting, so alles verder hier moet ingeteken word. 'n Volgende ding wat ek gou vinnig vir julle wil noem, en hierdie is verskriklik belangrik, is wanneer jy so 'n vraag beantwoord, sit letterlik met hierdie vraag by jou. En elke liewe dingetjie wat hulle vra, gaan merk jy af, want dit is waarvoor daar punte gegee gaan word op die ou end, en dan weet jy het niks gemis nie. Julle sal sien wanneer ons in graad 12 kom, is daar geweldig baie inligting op jou bladsy, en as jy nou leer hoe om dit vir jouself te organiseer, is dit baie makliker. Natuurlik het ons gesien, hulle praat van 'n skaal van 1 tot 25, hulle noem ook die SANS 10143. So guys, what that SANS document is, it's an electronic document that is available. We'll post it for you guys on our website as well. But the SANS document is basically the South African National Standards, which tells us how all of the drawings in South Africa, what it has to comply with. In other words, what it must look like, the colors that we use, what's acceptable in the building profession. Okay, so guys, specifically, I want to quickly focus on a few things in this drawing. So the scale 1 to 25. If I see that they say it's 3,000 over there, and I take my calculator and I say to myself 3,000 divided by 25. Let's just see what that gives us. So guys, 3,000 divided by 25, which is my scale, gives me 120. Now that 120 is of course 120 millimeters. So if I go to my ruler and if I go and measure it, this should measure exactly 120 millimeters, which you guys can see it actually is. So from there, from my 0 marker up to there, must be 120 millimeters. Now guys, in the same way, we're going to divide everything up. This is just that you guys know the scale and understand the scale. Please guys, then the next thing that's important, I want you guys to, on your question, go and look at specifically in the question that you guys have received. You would have seen all the information given to you in the question, all the measurement, guys, super important. Okay, see the inside wall and the outside or exterior wall. So guys, there's my interior wall, which is the inside wall, my exterior wall. The one's going to contain a window, the other is going to contain a door. Of course, now what we are testing is we are saying, last week we showed you the section specifically through a window and a section through a door, but now we are combining the two. Please note that this is an inside wall or interior wall, so which means that the wall is half the size of that wall, okay, the thickness. So guys, once again, let's quickly have a look. What must we focus on? Now, first of all, these lines can simply be drawn up to my view, to do my sectional view. You'll notice that my section line goes through my window, which is what I see over there. This is what you guys see over there. On the other side, I'm passing through the open part of the door. So of course, there's no section there. The section does go just above this door is a concrete lintel, okay, above this frame, which you guys can clearly see there. I can see my physical wall there, which is at the top, which then runs to the top there. You guys can also see the built-in cupboard behind the door, and very nice, you guys can see the position of the single pole light switch, which simply means is it's one switch box with one switch in. So if I had two lines here, it would mean one box with two switches in them. This line simply means that this switch is connected to that light. The cross there, of course, shows me that it's electrical light. On this side, guys, it's a switched socket, soos wat ons dit gewoonlik noem. Dit is 'n gewone muurprop wat julle daar kan sien. Baie eenvoudig, en ek noem dit spesifiek want julle sal sien dit sit onder die venster. My baie ons nou wonder hoekom sit dit daar, maar dit kan daar sit want dit is aan die onderkant van die venster. Let asseblief weer op die beton latty, the concrete lintel. Guys, also see what you are seeing here, the position of the wall plate, which is really important, the piece of wood, the 114, which is the width, by 38, which is the height. Now, once again, the 114 is that distance, the 38, that distance, obviously divided by 25. Guys, then, I think what's further important is always to note that if this is my natural ground level, then my physical floor slab, everything below that floor slab needs to be filled up with sand. We spoke about that in our previous videos. So guys, this can all be at any angle, that doesn't really matter. This substructure hatching, all of this can be done in freehand, as well as that concrete there. Please take a note of that. And remember, in the previous video I told you guys to make for yourself X's. It just makes it so much easier. Run around the whole thing. Please remember abbreviations and not written out. Finish floor level, etc. Guys, then a question that I frequently get is the people who always ask me, what is the distance from the bottom there to the window sill? Now this is very simple to understand. You will always notice that I always, when we are drawing windows, we always start on the same height as our door. So that is normally how we do it. Okay, you have exceptions, like at our school, some of the older buildings, the windows are not, the top are not in line with the doors. But normally we keep this in line at the top. And then whatever the window size is, that determines this height over here. So in other words, in our question, we saw that this was 1,200, which means is if I take 1,200 and divide it by 25, I'm going to get the measurement from there to there. Guys, so that's simply what you're going to measure. You're going to measure from the bottom to the top, 2,100, which is my height. I'm then just going to take this 1,200 divided by 25 and measure downward. These window sills, guys, this is what I normally tell the guys. If you're unsure about this, take your wall, divide it in two, which is going to be half a brick size. Take that same measurement and use it for that step there. That's basically, in the previous video I elaborated very clearly on this. Then you guys can go and have a look. This drop over here is the height of a brick. If you're unsure about that, you can work on 75 or 85 millimeters if I include my cement in reality, of course. Okay, so you still have to divide that by 25. Guys, then further on, I think everything is very simple here. You see your floor running straight through. This is the compacted hardcore filling, which is normal sand, which is compacted. Guys, please note, there's a damp-proof coarse layer. What that is that plastic that we add there at the bottom. So if the rain comes and seeps in there, it's not going to get into your wall. It's just going to run down there, and it can actually escape down there at the bottom again. Guys, then further, we also have a damp-proof coarse layer, of course, over there to keep moisture from the bottom coming in. And I think the rest is very simple, guys. Also remember, this is 45-degree hatching over there. So guys, I think there's not too much more to mention in this video. Maybe one or two things. Now, this is a question that comes up quite a lot. Guys, my apologies. My light just fell down. My light source over here. So guys, just quickly to conclude in this video, the following thing is really important for me. Just once again, we mentioned the damp-proof coarse layer, of course, to keep the moisture from coming in. And guys, with that, I think we can conclude. I wanted to speak about the windowsill. And specifically, there's always this question that comes up: how far does this windowsill have to extend over the side? Because they don't always give us this measurement. We don't always have that. Okay, so there's a quick and easy way to remember that. If you draw the inside, a lot of times I get the wrong window drawn over here, or the wrong way of drawing the window rather. So guys, what I normally do is I take the physical window or the physical wall, and I get the middle of this wall, which is there. Then I go 0.5 millimeter to the one side and 0.5 millimeter to the other side, which gives me then the thickness that I see over here. This is also the same thickness that I used to draw the window over here. You guys remember that from the previous video. Guys, then you can use the same width that you have here. That should be about 1 millimeter to 1.5 millimeters maximum. And you can use that same measurement over here as your sizing, or if you want to make it easier on yourself, just tell yourself 1 millimeter, nothing more than 1 millimeter to extend over the side there if there's nothing given to you guys. Okay, if of course you have this top view or the sectional view and you want to go straight from there, you can do that as well. Guys, just on the other side, I just quickly want to mention something. You guys would see on this view that we have over here, we can see the section there through the frame, which I'm just going to color in orange for you guys. You can see the concrete lintel, which is drawn in green. Of course, the color for green on civil plans are always in green for concrete. So concrete again is cement, stone, and of course sand. Okay, cement, sand, and stone, and that's what we get over here. So all the triangles are basically my concrete that I see over there. Okay guys, so this part of the frame is not sectioned. That is basically the inside of the frame that you guys see over there, and you can clearly see that shape is the picture that was provided to you guys over here. So simply take these measurements, divide it by 25, and you simply draw it in there. Guys, if you've drawn in that profile, I'm just going to elaborate a little bit on that. If you have drawn that profile in, which is going to look like this, you're simply going to take that shape which was drawn in there, and you're just going to draw the lines straight down, and that gives you all these lines that you see over there, and it runs right to the bottom. Then you guys can see the physical door being drawn in there. And guys, that width of a door is what we see over here. Now, they would have given that to you, or they would have told you what the size of it is. If they haven't told you, normally a standard door is 2,100 millimeters in height, and you guys can work on a 800 millimeter size for the door. Okay guys, so I'm going to conclude with this for this video. Of course, if you go through the rest of this drawing, you'll find all the detail, everything they want you guys to draw in, like for instance the light socket and so forth. Guys, just please note, if we draw this in, we always go to the center of the light there to indicate the position. Okay, and guys, I'm going to conclude with this. I hope you've got a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching, and good luck with this drawing. If you guys stick to this, have this next to you, and you understand what you have to draw, you understand the scale, you start with your floor plan, you then start with your section from the base here. You start with the foundation, you draw up with this measurement in between, doesn't really matter, just make sure it would fit in on your page, then nothing is difficult. Guys, good luck with this drawing and best of luck. We are really proud of you guys, and yeah, and good luck with everything. Okay, God's blessings to you guys. Have a nice evening.